Hey guys, welcome to the NBA Daily. It's Rob from Wish Sports Rob. We're watching the Cleveland Cavaliers take out the Pistons in Game 4 here. We're going to have a tied series unless things go haywire in the last little bit here, but we're coming down the stretch. Third quarter, the difference maker. I mean, the fourth wasn't bad, but the third quarter, the difference maker. They had 38, the Cavs did in that third quarter after being down 4 at the half. Donovan Mitchell scored 21 in the third. He would start that period, that quarter. I know there's a big debate. I'm a little bit cavalier about this, but that quarter with an 8-0 personal run for the Cavs. The Cavs would have a 23-point run in general over the course of that third period. The third quarter, 23-0. The largest ever in the playoffs was the Eastern Conference Semis, Game 4 in 2017. The Wizards. You can think about the Wizards. I should. I'm in the general area. They had a 26-0 run against the Celtics. But yeah, the Cavs run ended at 23, which is the highest in their postseason history. But yeah, it looks like the Cavaliers will indeed get a couple games here at home. They'll go back to Detroit with a series tied, and we'll see what happens from here. But I was watching Get Up this morning. Jay Williams made the point that the Knicks may want the Pistons. Cade Cunningham has owned the Knicks. He looked pretty bad early on in the second half. I think with about 9 minutes left in that fourth, he'd gone 0 for 5 to that point. But yeah, Cunningham has owned the Knicks. The Pistons and the Knicks, it's kind of heated. So we'll see what the Knicks get. Monica McNutt seemed to agree. She's a New York Knicks analyst, color commentator. So we'll see. I know that Alan Hahn, he didn't play in the league, but he was a college basketball player. He's an analyst. He said, you always want the less physical team, so he was rooting for Cleveland. We'll see what happens. I think this series, I don't know. Russ versus Russ, we'll discuss that. But I think this series is proving, just with how these series are shaping up, the Knicks are the better team. But we'll see. You never know what's going to happen in these playoffs. Weird things happen. I mean, the Celtics lost to the Sixers, and then the Sixers got right about the Knicks. Maybe I don't think that tells you much about how much different the Knicks and the Celtics were. But yeah, it's just wild. But yeah, we'll see if the Knicks can keep up what they've been doing this whole playoffs, this last 7 games. Just been fun for New York fans, as we saw a couple nights ago. We saw last night. But yeah, we're having fun. But yeah, the boys are having fun. You saw that. I know you did. But yeah, we'll see where the Knicks face. Again, 2-2. Looks like it will be the series score. But Cleveland, pretty impressive tonight. Very nice third quarter. 38 points in that quarter after being down 4 at the half. But let's move on to the point. We got the Oklahoma City Thunder. We got the Lakers. We know that this series is not good. I wanted to do a take on the Cavs and the Pistons. I mean, obviously, I believe. I'm well aware that I know. But no, I believe that the Pistons are the better team. Obviously, both teams went 7 in the first round, so they're both flawed teams in some ways. But yeah, I think the Pistons are the better team. But as they've proven tonight, if Donovan Mitchell does what Donovan Mitchell can do, the Cavaliers can keep it close and win. And it could be a good series. Obviously, it is a good series with 2-2. I can't deny it's a good series. I'm kind of surprised. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see if the Pistons get the win on their home court next game, or if the Cavs can steal one in Detroit. That'll come up in a couple days. But yeah, we'll see who the Knicks face. The Knicks are in good shape. Let's move on to this Thunder Lakers game. Some notes on the Lakers. LeBron has been the leading or second leading scorer in every game in this series against the Thunder. I don't know if that's a shock, but yeah, it's kind of, Rui Hachimura led them in scoring in the last game, so I don't know. I don't think the Lakers have to fight. And Scott said this in his little take that he put together just before the series started, the day of tip. But yeah, the Lakers don't have the firepower. They just don't without Doncic. And, Reeves, he's been kind of spotty. He's been not very good in the playoffs in his career. It's not been a long career, but he just hasn't shown it. But that's one of the questions that came up this morning on Sports and Light, as I mentioned. I was kind of teasing. Will LeBron be back next year? What will he do? Never know. Maybe he'll retire. Maybe he'll move on. Cavs, somewhere else. They were discussing some locations. They were saying maybe there's no real good potential landing spots. But one of the questions they posed was, will Reeves be back? They were saying this is the kind of guy you can root for when he's making what he's making right now. If he's making $30-40 million a year, he may not get the same leverage with the fans. But we'll see what they do. And they point out you can't have, 3, 4 offensive players and then that are all defensive liabilities with LeBron, at least 3. LeBron, Reeves, and Luka. I mean, LeBron, he can't believe, you get the iconic chase down blocks all over the place. Game 7 of the series against Golden State. But yeah, none of them are very good defenders. LeBron generally sitting in the corner on defense, kind of playing center field, kind of like James Harden. I was very aware of that watching this game. He does that. That's what he does. LeBron's kind of the same way, which is basically what your weakest defender generally does. But I think, you can't. Can you make a determination? Luka, Reeves, LeBron, who is the weakest defender? I know they improved defensively, but they're offensive. They're too offensive minded. It's not true, but they're in an odd situation because they don't have they've got some 3-point shooting. They haven't had 3-point shooting since 2020, basically. I mean, even in that year, they didn't really have 3-point shooting. It's just a weird construction. We'll see what they do next year. Could be a complete overhaul. But yeah, the Lakers and the Thunder tonight. LeBron's been the man. Rui got it done last night. Even in the regular season, LeBron's been the man. He was the leading scorer. He missed the first game. He led the scorers in the second game, which I just missed. LeBron was the second leading scorer behind Austin Reeves. And in that game, Reeves had 15, LeBron had 13. So no one really did anything in that game. And Luka did play. In the fourth game, the Lakers didn't play anybody. They were all hurt. There was 10 games before the playoffs started. They were trying to get healthy. And they were dealing with legit injuries. I know Reeves was really hurt at that point. But yeah, when you look at the Thunder, we've talked about this. And again, we'll see what happens in the Spurs TWolves series. That's become fascinating. Victor Wembanyama, it's easy for me to say, as I've said before. He'll play tomorrow night. There's some speculation that maybe he would be suspended for the flagrant 2 on Naz Reid in the last game. But he'll play. There's no suspension. He's been fined. So we'll see what happens there. But it looks like it'll be the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. And we'll see if the Spurs can get there or if these surprising Minnesota Timberwolves can keep it up and push the Spurs to a long series or even beat them. But yeah, I think the Thunder, I don't know. There's not much analysis tonight. The Lakers basically rely on LeBron to do everything and, get a little bit here from Austin Reeves, maybe Rui, some other guys. But, they don't have the offensive firepower. We've said this. And the Thunder, they just have all the firepower in the world. They play defense. They shoot threes. They're big inside. They've got everything. They're just really talented. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see if it is the Thunder and the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals. But we'll see tonight. Will the Thunder get the sweep? Will the Lakers take one at home? We'll find out right now, very soon. By the time this airs, it'll probably be about midway through the first quarter. But yes, maybe even later. I was trying to get this out after the game, first game, so we could get some insight on that. But yes, Thunder, Lakers, tonight, Amazon Prime. Watch it. Enjoy. I'll be watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow or later tonight. Thanks.